Okay, I'm going to do the self-defense technique, thrusting salute. This works for a right front thrust kick. And we're also going to do the extension as well. Depending on the curriculum that you do, if it's the 16 technique curriculum, it would be required for promotion from 1st to 2nd degree black belt, assuming you do all the base techniques up to black belt level. If you do the 24 technique system, it would be required for 1st degree brown. I'm less about what belt it's for and more about getting the technique right. Okay, so Matt, this works for a right front thrust kick. Most people that kick don't snap the kick and plant back. Do that, Matt, like a typical karate kick, right? So one of the first things you have to remember about this is, it's so paramount, is distance management, right? If you negotiate this close, my 8th degree won't help me. Chances are Matt's gonna get the kick off quick. He's highly trained. I'm too close. So I've got to make sure I have some read time by making sure our distance is set. So when he goes to his fighting position, I like to start this technique kind of hands up like this, as opposed to hands down. If it's hands down, you can do an inside downward block, palm down, and then make your downward block. But if I have my hands up like, hey, I don't want to fight, I could go palm up initially, and then do my double factor. So the idea is I'm like, hey, I don't want to fight, and Matt decides to throw that front kick. So I block and I step in and I hit him with the heel palm. Now I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I do my double factor. Look how I'm on the ball of my foot. So you try not to go flat, because when you go flat-footed, then you have to then try and do an and then before I kick. So if you train yourself on the ball of your foot, I'm already loaded in position to be able to do the front kick. Some people will say that takes more training. I don't agree, because when you spar, you shouldn't be sparring flat-footed. You should always be on the ball of your foot. So if I slow this down, I make my block, and at the same time I kick, see, that hand draws up, and I step forward with my thrusting heel palm. A common mistake when people do this is they do the downward block, then they bring the hand up, if at all, and then they kick, and then they palm. Or alternatively, perhaps even worse, is doing the block, doing the kick, then bringing the hand up after the fact. The same time you kick, this hand should come up. It's basically an open, relaxed hand sword, assuming that Kenpo is a system of follow-bys. Most people don't just kick and go, okay, I'm done. They try to hit you after. So you bring that hand up just in case. Although, technically, ideal phase, it's just for a front thrusting. So he does the kick, thrust with the palm. Now notice I'm also on the ball of my foot. Watch what happens to my body when I go flat-footed. You can really notice slow motion. My body went away from him. So I want to make sure I'm engaged with that back foot. So when my heel palm hits, I face my work, and there's something we should remember: soft to bend, hard to send. When I hit hard, he will back up, which means in the extension, I'm going to use a sophisticated foot maneuver to be able to go get him to make sure I can re-engage in the fight. Okay, so I'm going to try this again slowly, and I'll throw in the extension. Maybe we can tie this one back. So he does the front kick, the palm, and I check as I front cross, hit the gut, unwind with the elbow, I punch straight down to the groin or the bladder. So it's a collapsing elbow. Okay, so a lot of stuff going on here. If you know your Kenpo terminology, this is called opposing forces. Notice they're going in opposite directions. I'm going to use something called borrowed force. Borrowed force means when I kick Matt and he bends over, it adds power in my heel palm because he's right in position. And there's also another rule you should think about, and that is never pass up a body joint without checking. So if I skip the double factor and go, here comes the kick, I'm just going to block, I went right to the inner knee calf muscle, and I skipped the ankle. And that is a scary thing to do, because if someone's kicking you for real fast, I got to draw my arms all the way up and then come all the way down. It works fine with the newbie who's compliant, but it's pretty slow. So I want to make sure I do that double factor. So if we try this again, Matt does the kick, and I palm, elbow, and I punch straight down. Okay, I'm going to do it one last time. Different alternatives, you could catch the eye. I'm not a big fan of catching the eye on route because I'm more worried about the punch if it were to come. So he does the kick, and I palm. Now, because I hit him high, the gut would hurt. I'm aligned with the elbow. If he's not there, that's okay. And I punch straight down. In the event that he actually threw the punch, so we'll go slow, Matt. He does the kick, and he throws the punch, and I'm able to grab it. Oh, look. There's triggered salute. I have other alternatives if that hand were to come. One last time. So he does the kick, and I cross, and let that punch go, and that's it, guys. That's thrusting salute with the extension.